Right. Okay. So this is your, hi guys, this is Vamshi here. I was the faculty member for the data science related technologies. So today is your first interaction with me. So I just want to take a few minutes, not more time. So just a couple of minutes I want to take, just to give a brief introduction about myself. So just a 2 minutes, just nothing to do. Just want to just introduce myself, and I want to give a brief introduction about my experience, guys. So this is about my experience, guys. So once again, this is Vamsi Krishna Guttula. So almost all I'm having 22 plus years of experience, guys. It's almost all closer to 23. So maybe in a couple of months, maybe a 3, 4 months. So I started in 2017. That is actually 22 years of experience. In 2003, I started. Almost all, it was 23 years of experience I'm having. Almost all closer to 23 years. So my completely all my 23 years of experience, every day I work with the data. I look at the data. I analyze the data. So everything I manipulate, I clean them. Every day I work on the data. I worked on the data itself. So I call myself as a data expert because many data related technologies. In 2003, I started my career. So started initially as a database developer. You know that, right? At that time, 25 years back, almost all. So we have an Oracle database, we have a SQL server. So as a database developer, and after that, I also moved to database admin. So admin, I was also expertise in various admin related tasks. We call them as a DBAs, database administrators. So like how to take the backups, how to plan the recovery strategies for the databases, how to secure them, how to logins, how to create the logins. Apart from that, high availabilities, tuning, automation. These are all some of my expertise in the database administration. Then I moved to business intelligence. That is what we call it as BI, what we call it as business intelligence. I worked on a couple of BI tools like Informatica, Data Stage, something like Cognos, Business Objects, SSIS, SSRS, SSAS, MSBI, what we used to call it as. Then from 2012 to 2014, 2012 to 2014 to 2017, I worked on something about the big data. So you may hear about Hadoop, big data. So this comes under the big data systems. Spark, these are comes under the big data systems. And from 2017 till date, almost all it is 8 years on data science related field. So this is my overall 22 years plus 22 plus almost all 23 plus years of experience almost all. My complete experience, my complete the career is on the data itself. Work at different type of data levels. So data management, data administration, business intelligence, big data analytics, okay, machine learning, deep learning, AI, generative AI. Nowadays it's a prompt engineering. So these are all my complete expertise, guys. So I also done one certification program from IIIT Hyderabad on advanced certification of ANML. So I done my certification from a IIIT Hyderabad. You maybe heard about IIIT Hyderabad. So conducts a lot of training programs on data science. You can see a lot of ads in the YouTube. In it, you also get it into your mails. You know that, right? But little bit costly program, right? So all these IIITs, IITs collaborated with many the training academies, and they collaborate. They conduct some training programs. So like Talent Sprint, Great Learnings. We have an upgrade. So these are all some kind of an top MNCs, or not MNCs, but there are going to be some training academies, what we can say that. So they collaborate with various IITs, IIMs, and they will conduct these training programs. I also attended such one certification also has been done from that, and I learned a lot from them basically. And after that, coming to my role, mostly my 22 years of experience is mostly on the training programs. So I worked for various the training academies like today, whatever you have registered in DurgaSoft. Not only that, Naresh IT, Naresh Technologies, Naresh IT, Stances, XLR. These are all my some kind of an I can say some collaborated with various training academies and also conducted some training programs, a corporate level training programs. Recently, I've done at Deloitte, CGI, Future Ends, Analytics. These are some of the corporate trainings what I conducted. the recent training programs. So this is about myself, guys. And today is your first session. So you will see a completely. Maybe you have done different training programs. Maybe you have learned a different trainings from different faculties. So my sessions are little bit different, guys. My sessions are little bit different. So mostly I uses mostly technology wise. Technology wise, I will be using a lot of things. I will be using them. So the first thing I uses is the first thing coming to the technology to get a better experience. The first thing I am going to use is completely like it's a whiteboard kind of an experience you will get in, guys. So because I can see some people writing on the notepad, so they type it in the notepad, but typing in a notepad is not that much convenient. Normal typing text, we can type it. But if you want to write some formulas, see there, for example, how simple I've written the formula logarithmic value of number of documents divided by document frequency to the base E plus 1. So how I written these formulas easily. So it also gives you a complete, a kind of a class environment. Like I'm writing something on the blackboard. I use this one writing pad, which I purchased it from a company called as an Wacom. So Wacom is a company. So they mainly they are popular for many of the digital boards and digital devices. Very costly devices are also there, starting from almost all 5,000 to 5 lakhs. They will sell the different products. So creativity people will use as creativity field that that particular art studios, those will use as them. I'm using a very basic level notepad, it's a very writing pad only. So where you can see I can write with my digital pen. So here I'm writing something. So actually this course is various names are there, guys. Nowadays they call it as full stack data science. Some people call it as artificial intelligence, generative AI development, whatever it may be. Finally, we are going to learn something about a data science. It's all about a data science field, basically. Okay, so let me write it as an data science. Just give me a second. It's not writing properly. Okay, just give me a second. It's nothing but OneNote. I think you know that some of people will have a doubt like, what is this software I'm using that? It's nothing but it's a OneNote, which provided by Microsoft. Even we are having a whiteboard is also there, but earlier we used to use it, but later whiteboard has become a little bit complicated. So we avoided them and we are using this OneNote application, what we are using them. Okay. So anyhow, whatever the training program we are learning, so it's a completely about data science. But initially, maybe it looks little bit different, but very clear. So in coming classes, we'll understand them because we have to write mathematical formulas. We have to write a lot of things. We have to write it. So explanation is very easy. Just like with a free hand, I can draw whatever I want. I can highlight them. Anything I can do. Nowadays, everyone is using the digital boards only. They are using them, not using a notepads. Notepad is not that much convenient for that. Okay. So whether you call the course as full stack data science or whether you call it as AI, whether you call it as generative AI, whatever it may be, the concept and the mechanism is the same mechanism what we are working with that. So conceptually everything is the same. So anyhow, don't worry because there are a lot of terminologies are there. So once you look at the data science, there are a lot of terminologies will be there. Some people will hear about something about machine learning. Okay, some people call it as some people says that machine learning is a part of that. We have something called as an deep learning is there. Okay, and we have something called as an NLP. And nowadays, recently also they have added something called as a generative AI. So 2 years back we have got something like a generative AI, and recently we have added agentic AI. Like this, we have a lot of the terminologies are there. If you still talk about a lot of other things are also there. So we'll study all of them as a part of your data science program only. Whether you learn AI, machine learning, deep learning, NLP, generative AI, agentic AI, AI agents, whatever it may be, the conceptually all of them are under the roof of the data science field only. All of them comes into the data science field. So anyhow, it's basically before starting with the session, one session is not sufficient, guys, to get an idea. Maybe see nowadays the data science field has become popular from the last, I can say, 5 years, from 5 to 6 years. Everyone is hearing about that, and even in the online also, we have a lot of resources. We have a lot of resources on that videos. In Udemy, we can find a lot of courses. So normally for 500 also we can get a data science course. If you go to the Udemy, you can get a 500, we can get a data science course. But there's a recording, there are pre-recorded videos there are. There are not any live sessions are there, but our training program is a live sessions. Okay. So what I'm going to do, guys, so today is Thursday, right? So I'm going to take somewhere around 4 to 5 demo sessions I'm going to conduct, guys. Free demo sessions I'm going to conduct. So I think generally for every demo, generally I have minimum 20 plus students will be there. So my evening 6:30 batch, we have 20, morning 6 o'clock, we have 20, 9:30, we have a 20. Maybe it's maybe a little bit end of the year, right? So very few people has been joined, but by the time we start with the regular course, we'll enter into a new year we'll enter because already today is 18th. So 4 to 5 demos, anyhow, we have them. A free demos we are going to conduct. Please attend the free demos, guys. You will come to know whether you join the course, don't join the course, that is later. But please attend these courses. Attend these free demos. We'll get some idea. Like different people are having a different opinions. I hear a little bit a different on what is data science. So some people ask me, sir, if you want to learn data science, do you require any programming language? Some people says that, sir, do you require any kind of a mathematical? How much extent of mathematical? At what type of job roles will be there? All these things. There is a lot of questions comes. So to clarify all these questions, you can please attend. You please attend these 4 to 5 demo classes. We'll come to know about that. Not maybe now, maybe in your future after 1 year, after 2 years also, you can plan. But as of the latest industry requirement, everyone should have a minimal knowledge. Whether you work on Java, whether you work on .NET, or whether you work on some UI, whatever it may be, minimum data science knowledge is required. How much extent that is required means depending on the requirements. Depending on the requirements, some may be a basic beginner level or it may be some advanced level. But really, if you learn this course, we'll get a real foundation, guys. Because how the maths is used in the real scenarios, how the mathematically we are going to solve the problems. So we'll understand all those things. Whether really you will learn, you will work on the data science or not, that is secondary part. But first we'll understand some conceptual, not just like a by hearting a programming language, by hearting the syntaxes. That does not happens in this data science course. Completely, it is a different. Okay, so let us start with a small example for here, guys, just to get some idea, just for the today's session. The demo sessions are it's a very light. We don't take much technology or technically we don't work with that. Just a basic introductions only. We'll start with this in the introduction class. A half an hour class I will take in, guys, and after that, if any questions are there, we'll take up some Q&A and we can end up these demo sessions like that. One by one we'll discuss. Right. So first of all, what is AI? So all of you know what is AI. AI stands for artificial intelligence. So what is AI in a simple way is AI is nothing but where a system can mimic human behavior. System which mimics human behavior. That means what I can say is a machine or a system which can perform the activities just like a human. That's why I simple said that system which mimics the human behavior means what they can do. Simple example, they can drive like a man or drive a car. Just like how the humans drive a car, a machine can drive a car, driverless cars. So drive a car. Machines can drive a car, guys. So without having any human support, we can drive a car. So that is what we can say about a driverless car. Not only that, they can do a lot of things. They can take some business decisions, they can take them. Okay, so driving a car is a physical activity. But not only that, in a system, what they can do is they can take some kind of a decisions, they can do that. Like, for example, they can do some kind of a medical diagnosis. So they can do some kind of a medical diagnosis. Like if you feed some input, like for example, some clinical data or something, if you feed them, so they can diagnose like what type of health issues are there, all these things. Not only that, they can do a lot of activities nowadays. Almost all every human activity. Even nowadays, they have became in the recent last 1 or 2 years of time, they have become a very popular. So they can write some songs. They can let's say they can they can tune a song or they can make some music. A music album it can do. They can paint just like an artist. They can create some videos just like a photographers. So a videographer, it can create any kind of a things. They can generate them. So a lot of examples. If you want to start writing, you can write a lot of examples based on this. What is this AI systems are there? Okay, we don't want to go to a higher level, but a small basic level we'll try to understand, guys. I'm not using any technical words. Just for a timing, Just why, what is AI and how it will work, just to make an idea. So a simple example we all of you know, guys, is, for example, let us go to a bank. So a person wants to apply a loan to a bank. So a customer went to a bank and apply a loan. So he wants a loan first of all. He wants to have a loan. So the customer applied the loan. So I want this much loan for this particular housing loan. This much amount I require, and this much is the duration I require, and all these things. He has given some details about that. So the bank people has to, before giving a loan, obviously see, whenever, if somebody is borrowing some money from you, so first of all, before giving the money, what you are going to do, whether he will repay it or not, whether he is having a capability to repay it or not. So first of all, you will think about that. Even obviously, the banks also will think about that. So before giving a loan or before disbursing a loan to a customer, so first of all, the bank has to think like whether this customer is having a capability to repay this EMI or not, or can he repay this loan. So all these things he has to do some analysis on that. So that means the bank has to decide whether to approve the loan or whether to reject the loan. Whether to approve the loan or whether to reject the loan. So how the bank will take some decisions. Earlier, some people do some analysis based on the customer's details. So the customer will provide the details and they will analyze the details and they will do some analysis and they used to decide approve and which is going to be rejected. But nowadays, if you go to a bank and ask if you have any bank people, if you have any relatives or friends in the bank, you ask them. So how do you decide the approval of a loan for a particular bank customer? They simply says that we don't do anything. We have an AI system was there. So we developed an AI system. So what that AI system will do is whenever a customer comes and apply a loan, immediately the AI system will decide whether to approve or whether to reject the loan. So that is done by the AI system. So it's also replacing a human. A human used to be there earlier. There used to be one analyst or a data analyst or a business analyst. Somebody used to be there. So it has replaced that person which is taking a decision by its own. So better to say that AI systems does not takes any decisions by its own. Like for example, take human. So what is the difference between the human and the AI system? Humans will have a natural intelligence, isn't it? Humans will have a natural intelligence, whereas the machines are going to be having an artificial intelligence. AI stands for artificial intelligence, right? So humans also, we see as a adults, we are taking a decisions. But how much experience is required? Some years. If you want to take some decisions by your own, obviously a human requires 18 years. Because after 18 years only, he will become an adult and then he can take his own decisions by himself. He can vote, he can drive a car, all these things only after 18 years. So that means a human requires to get some kind of a decision making, he requires 18 years of we better to say that 18 years of experience or 18 years of training is required. Systems also requires the same thing, but only thing is they don't require that many years of time. They require very short time. That means whatever the 18 years of experience, what the human has been achieved, that can be achieved within a few minutes of time for a system. So for system, it requires more data is required, not more time is not required. Some just like a humans, it does not require. Even you can take, for example, a student, at least a person wants to learn how to drive a car. So obviously it is going to take maybe at least some few months of time after becoming an adult. So perfectly, but machines does not require that much time. It is not required. If you feed the data, more the data you feed, so more efficiently it is going to learn. So how this AI systems is taking a decisions here now? How it knows that did anybody has written some code? No, no code has been written. No coding has been written. So code has been nothing, no logic, nothing is written into the AI system. Then how the AI system knows about that? So what happened here is we have our past customers data was there, right? From let us say that the bank was giving the loan from the last 5 years data, you take it. Don't take last 10, 20 years of data is different. Let us take the last 2 years data. From the last 2 years, the bank has given the loans to many of the customers. Maybe let us say they have given some loans to 10,000 customers. They have given the loans. So we know their status. 2 years means from the last 2 years, we have given the loans to various customers. We know their details, age. We know their loan amounts. What is the duration? What is the current status of the loan? So some customers are repaying the loan properly. So they repaid the loans promptly. But some people, they delayed the loans. So we know that each and every customer details their current status. We already know about that. So if you feed this data to these machines, automatically the machines can study by themselves. So just we have to feed this data, guys, the historical data. So that is nothing but indirectly experience. So humans requires a physical experience or personal experience is required. Machines does not require. Experience means what has been happened in the past. So just give the data to that particular AI systems. These AI systems with the help of some mathematical techniques, some math and some kind of a mathematical and statistical techniques, with the help of some kind of an computing power, and with some help of some kind of an algorithms, some kind of a rules, they will learn something from this particular data. They learn something from the data there. So they will learn, okay, these kind of people, there are delaying the loans. These kind of people, there are repaying the loans. It will study some. It will come to know something information about that particular data. Machines will learn automatically by themselves. So that means not by themselves individually, but internally some maths and statistical techniques will be used. Some kind of an computing will be performed. Some applying of different types of algorithms. Okay, so like this, we are going to. They will follow some kind of a rules. They will follow some kind of a rules. Following all these things, they are going to learn something from that particular data and get some kind of an insights. So as a humans also, we'll take a decisions only with the help of our experience only, isn't it? For example, let us say that I want to plan to go outside. Some planning is there. I want to go outside, for example, on a trip or something I want to go. So what generally we do, blindly we don't directly plan for the trip tomorrow. Let us say that from the last 10 days. For example, so let us see the last 10 days weather conditions. So what are the weather conditions from the last 10 days? If you see the weather conditions, what we can find out. Let us say from the last 10 days, 8 days, there was a rain was there. There is rain. 2 days, there was no rain was there. So based on that, what is my experience? Okay, 80% probability that tomorrow it will rain. So plan accordingly. So let us say, but forget about that. For example, you want to travel from your house to your house to your office. So at what time you have to start? So from the last 10 days, when I start at 9 a.m., what is happening there is a heavy traffic was there. So due to that heavy traffic, what happened here is it is taking more time to commute to reach your office. For example, when I travel at 8 a.m., so the traffic is less. So very short time you are able to reach your office. So your experience, if you start at 9 a.m., traffic will be heavy. If you start at 8 a.m., traffic will be less. It is all about our experience only. So as a humans, everything will take a decisions only with our experience. Experience means what has been happened. But our analysis is a very basic level experience. Just a basic level analysis will do that. But systems will do a little bit complex analysis. A more and more detailed analysis they will do. So more and more a little bit complex computing applications are going to be performed. A lot of mathematical formulas will be applied and they will do all these kind of an examples. So here the AI system is going to learn something from the data. Being it is learned by automatically by the machine, that is the reason why we simply call it as an a machine learning concept is there. So machine learning is a one subset of our data science field. Okay, where we are going to perform something called as a machine learning. So whenever an AI system has to take a decision, AI system will mimic the human behavior. But if it has to drive a car, first of all, it has to learn how to identify the signal, learn how to identify the signals. Without identifying the signals, how can that particular car, the machine can drive a car? So what do you mean to say red color? What do you mean to say green color? What is meaning of a orange color? So what it has to? So first of all, it has to understand. So whenever the red color came in the traffic signal, the car has been stopped. So whenever the green color was there, it has to go. Whenever it is an orange color, it has to slow down. Isn't it? So medical diagnosis. So how to interpret that medical data? So the how do you interpret that particular the clinical data? It has to learn about that. So without learning, the AI systems also cannot take a decisions with that. So machine learning is a one main important task as part of your data science field. Without having this machine learning, there is no AI. So machine learning is a part of your AI systems only. where the machines are learning something from the data with the help of some kind of a maths and statistical techniques, it will apply them. So our main first concentration is on machine learning. Then you will understand what is deep learning, NLP, what is generative AI. All these things will come in the further applications. They will come under that. So first, concentrate on the something about a machine learning. ML, we call it as. So I don't want to discuss about the history right now. So it was almost all machine learning was started somewhere around in 1960s and 1970s only. It was started, guys. Around in 1959 only it was started. It was started, guys. Around in 1960s only it was started there. So I didn't remember his name properly correctly, but he was an employee at IBM. He's one of the employee at IBM. So he thought that he got a thought. So why machines every time we are giving instructions? A few years back, we used to say definition. Why do you require a programming languages? Because machines cannot understand how to perform an action. Machines does not know what to do, but machines know how to do that. So we have to give some instructions. So everything, whenever we feed some instruction, based on that instruction only, the machine is going to work. But nowadays, the definitions of computers has been changed, guys. Now the machines are saying that, the computers are saying that, don't feed anything. Don't tell me how to do that. Tell me what you want. I am capable to do that. Because I have seen your actions from the last 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, I'm seeing you. So how to write a program? So just you are writing a program. You don't write a program now. Tell me what you require. I'm going to write the program for you. Isn't it? So nowadays we are having a lot of, you can say a lot of reality. So the AI systems, the Gen AI systems, the LLMs, the whatever the chat GPTs. So what they are capable to do, guys? How the chat GPT was able to write the code? Is it writing individually? No. It has learned. It has learned how to write the code, how the Python code will be there, how the .NET code will be there. We have fed some data to them. So simple to say that feed some data to the machines, guys. Machines means nothing but some computers or whatever it may be. Feed some data, whatever the past data was there, feed the data to the machines with the help of some kind of an statistical mathematical techniques. They will analyze the data. They will understand the patterns inside the data. They will understand the relationships between the data. Everything they will study them. Now, based on that, we can take some kind of an actions. What we can take that. Example, give the past customers data to the machines. Machines will study like which customers are repaying, which customers are delaying the loans. They will study the data. So whenever a new customer comes and apply a loan, the AI system will take a decision whether to approve the loan for him or whether to reject the loan for him, depending on his whatever the details is provided. Okay, this age group of people are mostly delaying the loans. So when new customer comes, whether this age is falling in this group or not, if it is falling in this group, 80% chances that he will delay the loan. Then verify what is his salary. Is his salary in this range? So 90% chances that he will delay the loan. Something like that, based on some kind of an activity or based on some kind of an analysis, what they will do is they will take some kind of they can take some kind of a decisions, they can take them. That is what exactly this machine learning talks about. So first we have to talk about only this machine learning concept only, guys. So I've seen many people. So directly what they will do is they will directly try to learn something like a deep learn. Directly they will prefer to learn directly with some AI, or some people nowadays they are directly coming to the generative AI. I'm not saying that it is not mandatory, but this machine learning is a complete core, guys. The main core concept in the data science is machine learning. Without having machine learning, we don't have a deep learning. Without having a deep learning, we don't have a generative AI. Without having a generative AI, we cannot have that agentic AI and all these things does not comes at all. So the complete core concept, nowadays everyone is directly going towards the data science. But I'm not saying that it's mandatory, but we can't understand how the things are getting happened there. Something, see, if I ask you, like tell me, so like whenever we feed some input to the chat GPT, it is giving some response directly. Or when you ask it to generate an image, it is generating an image. But what is happening internally? Nobody knows about that. But a person who knows the idea about all this data science field, they can explain like how the chat GPT was able to, let us say, draw a picture, or how it is able to write a code, or how it is able to generate some text. So because internally the chat GPT was already trained, it has been trained on some past data. We have given a lot of data to them and they have studied those particular data. With the help of some kind of an algorithms and all these things, machines will learn them, guys. So main important is this algorithms only is the main important concept. Okay, algorithms. So the mathematical solutions. We are going to learn lot of mathematical techniques. So why we are doing like this? What kind of technique we have to apply them? How to avoid this kind of scenarios? All these things we are going to learn with the help of these algorithms. And these algorithms work with the help of some maths and stats. We are going to work with them. So really interesting. It is not like a programming language. It's not like a programming language, but why? Why we have to do the things like this? How to handle this kind of a situation? How to avoid this kind of a results? So everything we are going to do with the help of some mathematical techniques will be there. Right? So anyhow, sir, then do you mean to say that we don't require any programming language? Obviously, we require some programming language is required. Obviously, to implement all these algorithms, mathematical techniques, we have to give some instruction to the system, right? Use this algorithm, use this mathematical solution for this. So how do you do that? For that, we have to use some language called as Python is the language we are going to use it. So nowadays, guys, almost all 90% of the IT, maybe an IT or a non-IT, even non-IT also you can take them, guys. Almost all 90% of the people who are almost all into the IT field or non-IT field also, if you combine them, they learned Python. They know Python. At least some basics of Python they learn. So we say that Python is a programming, but the old traditional programming languages are outdated, guys. That C, C++, Java, completely that was outdated. It's a complete outdated, guys. Nowadays, nobody is preferring to write this. So just an example, in a simple instruction, I say that for I equal to 0, for I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 10, I said I plus plus. So print the value of I. It's a normal traditional programming, a type of a programming syntax. So for I equal to 0, I less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. Okay, whenever I talk about the latest trending, guys, the latest trending is nothing but for I in a range of which is going to be 1, 11, I say print the value of I. Simple. It is something called as an print the value of I. Both of them are 2 lines of code only. That is also 2 lines of code and this is also 2 lines of code. But there is a lot of differences there. Here we have to understand what is this. What is I equal to 0? What is I equal to 10? Less than or equal to 10, I plus plus. So they used to explain. First I starts with 0. First you will start I starts with 0. Then check whether the condition is true and false. Once the condition is true, print the value of I. Then increment by I by 1. Then again go back. So I want to print from 1 to 10 means we have to start with 1 here now. But here I need not to explain. 2 minutes it will take. Simple range of values starting from 1 and ending with 10 because 11 is not included. It is a Python style of programming. This is a kind of an Python style of programming, what we can say. For I in a range of 1, 11, simply we'll say print the value of I. So result is same. Explanation will take. Here explanation will take maybe 15 minutes of time. For a beginners, it will take only 2 minutes of time even for a beginner also. Simple, start with I equal to 1, go up to 10 and with the increment of 1 and go for that. So simple statement. So the traditional programming has been outdated, guys. Generally, we'll say that Python is a programming language, but people started saying that Python is not a programming language. It's a simple scripting language, guys. It is a simple scripting language. Means users need not to have any much logical skills. You know not to understand what is this I equal to 0, I less than or equal to what is I plus plus, what is plus plus I. All these statements are not required. Straightforward in a simple way. It's a scripting language, guys. Just if you obviously to use a computer, we have to use some basic language is required. So Python is a very, very simple language, guys. It's a very simple language. Once you start with the application, you'll understand. And 80 to 90% of the people knows about that. How simple Python was there. This is Python syntax only what I have written there. This is a Python syntax. This is a normal traditional programming languages, what we write, C, C++, Java, .NET, etc. This is Python style. Simple statement and easy to understand. I'm not talking about the number of lines of code. But for implementation also, it is very easy. So very beautiful functionalities we can do, guys. Just don't worry. Just before your class only, I have done one, another session was done. So don't worry, all these things. Just I want to show you how simple they are. So don't think that they will do only, that means only they will apply only mathematical techniques and all these things. In reality, they can do lot of things they can do. So Python is not just only for some particular purpose. They can do lot of things. They can do data analysis. They can do data visualizations. They can do machine learning. They can do deep learning. They can do some statistics, mathematical and statistical applications they can do. They can also, using Python, we can also create websites. Anything they can do. Okay, almost all Python is a general purpose language, guys. Okay, so these are day-to-day classes, guys. Every day we'll create this kind of a code. We are going to create them like this. Okay, so today file, it is going to be, this is the file. So 18, which is 18/12/2025, morning 6 a.m. class. So this is the way how we can create it. A small lines of code we can see. Simple lines of code. What are those, guys? Maybe you are not aware about all these things, but you can understand. These are nothing but something called as in visuals. They are something called as in a visuals what I created just with a single line of code. With a single line of code, I can able to create some kind of an visuals and all these things what we created. But for that, I'm using some libraries. That's it. I'm using some kind of a libraries. I'm going to be using some. So Python is all about working with libraries only, guys, not about any other things. Okay. So that is all about some basic just understanding about the Python. So nowadays, even many of the people are having a some basic ideas about core Python, and I'm also going to discuss the core Python classes. I'm going to refresh the Python topics, guys. So there will be some 2 weeks of Python sessions also will be there. Maybe if you have the idea, if you don't have the idea, no worries. I'm going to teach you some core Python topics. I'm going to discuss about that. Core Python topics I'm going to cover about that. I'll give you more details about the course. The 4 to 5 demo sessions, I said that, right? So about the course curriculum, what you can get, durations, okay, what are the things you have to learn, everything. I'm going to give a complete, which is going to be a roadmap to our training program. So I'll give in a couple of classes, I'll tell you about that. Okay. So don't worry about even if you have a zero knowledge of Python, but maximum nowadays 90-95%, guys. At least some basic of Python. That is sufficient. You need not to be an expert in Python. Even I also not an expert. I don't say I am an expert in Python, but I know up to what extent of Python that is required for my data science. I'm capable to implement them. That much level of knowledge is sufficient. You need not be a very highly expert in the Python. And learning Python is very easy. Python is all about working with Python libraries only. There is a lot of libraries will be there, or what we call it as modules. Just if you know the modules, that is sufficient. So you can see that I used a library called as an matplotlib, pandas, numpy, something like that. I'm going to use everything with the help of the libraries only, right? So that is just a basic idea, guys. So our main target in our data science program is nothing but to make a machine to learn something from the data, and based on that learning we can take some kind of an actions or a decisions we can take them. Like example, what I can say is I want to develop a system which can take a decisions to whom I can give the loan, or a bank has to give a loan, or the bank has to reject the loan. But how? It has to feed some with the data. Simply if we feed the data, machines can't learn. So as a machine learning expert, there are some responsibilities will be there, guys. Machines won't learn automatically by themselves. It depends on the feed, whatever the data feed we have going to give to the systems. So what type of data we have to feed, what type of dependencies it is having, really is the age and the status of the loan is having any dependency or not. Okay, or whether the loan amount is having really any impact on the repayment of the loan status. So what is the salary, whether the person is married or not. So even when you want to apply a loan, they will ask whether the person is married or not, because even the marital status also will have some impact on that, whether the person is already having an existing loans, whether the person is having any children. So depending on all that, what are the previous existing loans are there. So all these factors were important. Simply if you go to a bank and ask I want a loan, they don't immediately approve the loan, right? There are so many factors will be there which decides them. So they will study the past customers data with the help of some machines, because machines are accurate and faster. So normally if a person wants to analyze let us say some 10,000 customers data, it may take some few days to months of time, but machines requires only hardly a few minutes to a few hours it is going to take with them. Machines can learn faster compared with the humans, right? Machines can learn very faster, more accurately and faster. That is obviously. Humans, they will take some time, but may not be 100% accurate, right? So that is a way why we are using this concept called as a machine learning. So actually the machine learning definition, if you see that, that means we are giving the ability to the computers to learn by themselves without having any explicit coding. So what we are doing is we are giving the ability the computers, the computers are given the ability to learn by themselves without having any explicit coding. We don't give any kind of an coding. We don't do that. So just feed some data and ask them, you have to learn this relation between these two variables. This is what you have to learn. Once you feed them, so automatically they will study with the help of some algorithms. Computers won't learn automatically by themselves, but they require some kind of an algorithms are required, guys. So what are those particular algorithms and all these things? We will discuss in our main class core, the main curriculum we are going to discuss. Maybe some of you have been having some heard about the data science. So very interesting names will be there, guys, like something called as an decision tree. So the names are little bit different, guys, completely different from your programming language. We have something called as an k nearest neighbors. We have a name like which is going to be the k nearest neighbors are there. We are having something called as an support vector machines. So in short, we are calling it as SVMs. These are completely new terminologies for you guys. A support vector machines, and we are having something called as an random forest. So many names are there, guys. We have a random forest is there. We are having something called as an linear regression. We are having a linear regression. We are having something called as an logistic regression. Like that, guys. We are having some different names are there. So all of them are mathematically some different mathematical approaches, guys. So decision tree uses one mathematical concept, k nearest neighbors mathematical, support vector machines mathematical, random forest is mathematical. Everything is internally mathematical based applications only. Okay. So anyhow, the names are different. We'll study. Our main core concept is this learning these algorithms only, guys. Without learning algorithms, there is no use of learning a data science course. So first important is learn machine learning. We call them as machine learning algorithms, deep learning algorithms. Even in deep learning also, we are going to learn some different types of algorithms, neural networks. We call them as a little bit high level math, neural networks, artificial neural networks. We have we have a convolution neural networks. We have something called as a recurrent neural networks. We have something called as a GANs. So etc. What we can talk about them. So there are different types of neural networks are also there. So from there only this generative AIs has been got that has been transformers. It has been based on that only. The generative AI concept is working. So like this, guys, we have a lot of dependencies are there. So we learn all of them one by one. We'll understand about that. But a basic programming language is required. Even if you have a zero knowledge on Python programming also, no worries. I'm going to explain. I'm going to take care about the basic core Python and also tell you what are the other resources we are going to give you. I'll explain all those things in the coming classes, guys. Okay. So that is for the today's session, guys. Just it is a first session, right? So I'm not taking much time for the today's class. Just for today, what we will do, guys, we can just end up our session here now. We'll take it because it's a demo class. Even if you have any questions, I'm going to take some time, maybe a 5-10 minutes of time. If you have any questions, I can just clarify all your questions. But please attend the demo, free demos. You attend them, then most of your doubts will be gets clarified. And after that, you can decide whether to go ahead with the course, whether you fit into this course or not. Then you can decide by yourself, guys. Right? So that's it from my side for the today's class, guys. Today is my first demo, so I'm not taking more time. I just given some idea like where we use data science and what type of applications we use in the real applications. So that's it for my side, guys. If you have any questions, you can unmute yourself and you can speak, or else you have a chat window is also there. You can type your questions in the chat window, guys. Feel free to discuss, guys. I can spend some time, 5-10 minutes, whatever the time is there. I can just try to answer all your questions and then we can end up the session for today. Right. Anyone, guys? Any questions if you have from your side? Anyone, if you have any questions, guys, feel free to discuss. Unmute yourself and you can speak. Yes, Nandu, any questions?
Hello. Yeah.
Yes.
Good morning,
Yeah, good
Vamsi.
morning. Yeah, yeah,
So
yeah.
yeah. So the question is currently how we are going to. This is a theoretical part we have. You are
Mm,
going to you
mm,
covered today, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
going forward in the all the sessions,
Mm.
the theoretical part and how the practical implementation of that on the actual coding part and all those things will be covered.
Yes, 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 absolutely. See, the thing is, uh, we are
Uh,
not.
uh,
That means I'm not training in college students here now, right? So,
right,
if
right,
you're working with a university level or college level, mostly they requires the theoretical concept. Okay,
right.
so today is your first class only, right? So that's the reason we don't have any that much practical applications. We don't have them. But when you see it practically, obviously our classes are going to be like a job oriented, like a real implementations only. We are going to do that. So every example, so whatever the algorithms we are going to learn, whatever the algorithms we are going to use, just to show some idea, I'm telling about that. So these are all going to be some kind of an practical approaches only. So I will explain the theory behind that and how to implement them, and all these things will be implemented in a practical approach. We are going to do that. So our classes are going to be completely practical oriented, and as well as every algorithm, whatever the algorithms we are going to be using. For example, if you see this class 2 days before we have been done this example,
Right.
so just what is the concept behind that, how they will work. So the complete, which is going to be the explanation how this mathematics is going to works. So all that complete concept will do that, and then practically only we are going to implement all of them. It's obviously practical approaches. Today is only just a first class, right? So it is only theoretically. But in once you go to the
Yeah.
implementation,
Yeah.
we'll see the practical applications.
Great. That's what I am asking. Yeah. So I thought that no, I wanted to understand how
Mm,
going forward we're going to
mm,
cover. And the second question of mine is the use cases miss
mm,
after the all those things
mm,
we learned this theoretical small KNN. You
mm,
mentioned
mm,
that
mm, mm,
random forest. And
mm.
is there any use case or
Yes,
is there any practical use case that which we use in the industry, just like small use case or the
yes,
POC kind of things? Are
yes,
you going
yes.
to cover in this?
Absolutely. For every algorithm, we are going to do a lot of use cases. So that's the reason. Just I have just opened one small file here now. Just it is an 16/10/2025. 2 months back it was there. So you can see how
Okay.
the ML pipelines we are going to create in the real scenarios. So I've taken one data set called as an bank churn dot, which is going to be CSV file. You can see I'm using an algorithm called as a random forest classifier. So how in real applications, how the implementation will be done. So just the scenario to make a complete explanation how the implementation will be done. See, a complete pipeline. So even you are not aware about that, because I can understand that you may be having some experience, right? So maybe an industry
Right.
experience, or maybe so at least you may not be familiar with that, but you can understand what is meaning of a pipelines. What we can see that, see how my pipelines are taking place, how the applications are going to be taking place. So all these things, what we can see with the data. So every algorithm is like an use case for us. So obviously we learn the real applications, not only just learning the algorithm. So with each and every algorithm, we are going to use one kind of an case study. Almost all for every algorithm, we are going to do one real case study with the real data sets only. We are going to do the case study, not with a small data set. So these are our some data set, public data sets only. There are not any private data sets, but some data related to some banks, some kind of a bank's data sets. So I've taken the bank churn data, the CSV file, and we are using this example. And I think you are aware about that. We have a lot of online resources for all these data sets. We have a Kaggle. We have a
Right. Right.
Kaggle is there. In Kaggle, we have a data sets is there. So I also contributed some data sets to the Kaggle also. So this is my data sets which I
Oh,
have contributed to that. So like that,
great.
we'll be working on that. So we'll work on those kind of an applications. We do that.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah.
Yes.
Thank you.
Yep.
Thank you,
Yep.
Vamsi.
Yeah. So thank you. Yes. Yes. Thank you. Anyone else, guys? Anyone, if you have any questions? Yes. Sure, Kumar.
Yes, Vamsi.
Yes, sure, Kumar.
This is Kumar Sati here.
Yeah. Mm.
So I have couple of question, right?
Yes,
So
please. Yeah.
this course, right, which help also for to crack certificate, right? Any AI related certificate, which whatever you can
Yes.
suggest, right? So
Yeah.
after
Yeah.
completing this course.
Yes. Absolutely. But one thing, we don't
Okay.
have any a completely like an as of currently, because as of currently, see, the thing is this data science field is a very it's an already evolved and as well as evolving also. So we
Okay.
don't have any perfect, that means end to end, like, and for example, if we take Java, if I take it, so we have a
Yes.
certification from Oracle, or maybe earlier it was on Microsystems. So if you take some other .NET related, Microsoft certifications will be there. If we take Azure, we have a Microsoft certification. But specifically on the data science field, we don't have any proper certifications, are not available. Even there is there, even some Microsoft also we have some certifications, but absolutely there are very basic level certifications only, not a very high level to show that you are an highly expertise in that. So that is sufficient. More than that only we are going to learn. And I'm going to follow some course curriculum which was designed by some corporate, because I also work some at a corporate levels. So
Okay.
obviously at a corporate level, practical oriented, how much it is extent is required. So up to that extent, beyond that only we are going to work on that. We are going to learn a lot of implementations also we are going to learn. And absolutely, in any, as of the current existing any certification is there also, any certification exams also. So this is sufficient for that. You can explore and you can just, if you go through all my complete classes, so 100% there is, I can guarantee you can crack that kind of an any kind of an online that online certifications, you can do that.
Okay, thank you. And what are the course duration for this,
Mm.
right? And
I'll tell you. I'll just give me a one more day of time. So that's why
okay.
I'm going to give you immediately. If I say, I'll tell you what are the course contents are there and all these things. Then I will just give a complete idea like how much time and duration and all these things. I'll give you within a 1 or 2 days of time. I'll give you those details also.
Okay. So hopefully this will course will help right professional expert also, because
Absolute.
I am almost 12 years of
Mm.
experience with Java full stack developer,
Yeah.
so it
Yeah.
will help right to
So,
my career.
so really, that means, see, normal 1 years, 2 years of experience, people does not know the real. That means what is the advantage of learning this particular programming. But being you
Okay.
are 12 years of experience, you know that, like,
Yes,
so
yes, correct.
how the clients are expecting from you. Because I have seen a lot of people saying that they're having an experience on Java. So when they went for they create the technical round of the Java, but when they're going for a client, this one, they're asking about some generative AI. So
Yes,
why the
correct.
generative AI for a Java person means they should have some knowledge, because they want to work with the frameworks. So they want to integrate some kind of a kind of at least one chatbot that need to be integrated in our application. So how to create with the help of a generative AI. So so that kind of a things. So normal 1 2 years experience people, they don't get the opportunity to work on that. But you know that industry is now completely different. It's not like earlier 10 years, 15 years back. That is different case. But now the companies are looking for who are the people. They should know everything. They should know cloud, they should know Java, they should know some other thing, reporting, some data visualization skills, some analytical skills. Everything is now currently required. So really it will help you. So not only in as part of your current project, maybe may not be, but in future, whenever anything comes newly, so how to solve them mathematically, how it is useful, all these things we can understand practically if you learn these particular data science applications.
Okay,
Right?
Vamsi.
That.
Yeah.
Right. Anyone else, guys?
Yeah, hi, this is Ratan.
Yes, Ratna. Yeah, please.
I'm already working in a big four company, but as a senior consultant, as a
Okay.
SAP security consultant.
Okay. Okay.
So,
Okay.
do you
Okay.
prefer switching the domain? I don't have any idea. Like,
Mm.
SAP security, right? Like, only
Mm.
the transaction codes and that.
Mm. Mm.
I don't have a zero knowledge on this coding and all.
Mm. Mm.
Will I be able to get on this course? And next question is, will you be teaching this from scratch?
Mm.
And what, do you prefer switching the domain, or do you want me to stay in SAP only?
Okay, okay. So the one thing coming to the switching, first let me answer the question like switching. So that depends on your current, your whatever the current role, your current maybe. See, obviously, why people will switch is basically two reasons. One is obviously, if any saturation, that means no more hikes, no more, let us say any improvement, any there is no changes in your current role. So one thing. Second thing is going to be obviously technology. It is going to be like. How much level of technology that it can expand in the future. So in future, see, that is you have to decide it. So if your current job is secure, and as well as you feel that this security, obviously security will be there, but you know that right in coming days there is a chances that this already this something technology is coming there. So they will replace almost all automation can be done with the help of that automation. Even security and all these things also can be done. In many of the database systems also, security can be handled automatically with the help of the AI systems itself. So second thing is switching is going to be, it is completely depends on your current whatever the situation I'm talking about, and how much that can be future. So future, how can it can be extended, because you're already having an experience. So you may have seen from the last 10 years how the your role has been got changed, and how the technology was changing in your workplace and etc. So coming to the learning, if really see, that is whether you want to switch or whether you want to implement or whatever it may be, learning is not a, if we can say, even if you have a zero knowledge of programming, there is nothing mandatory to, nothing to worry about that. Because as I already said that core Python is sufficient. Obviously, you are having some idea about the basic computers, you are having a knowledge, at least you are not an experienced, highly experienced in programming, at least a small scripting and small programmings you can write. So anyhow, I will also teach everything from the scratch itself. So I already said that Python basics, I'm going to start with them. After that, we'll go to the remaining extra things we can see. But Python learning is very easy. Even with the zero knowledge of programming skills also, we can learn them. So coming to one side, programming, whether you can learn it or not, that is easy. Yes, absolutely 100%. I can say you can switch if you really want to switch or not. That is depending on your decision. But learning, coming to the learning the procedures, that is easy. I can suggest saying that you can learn without having any knowledge. But other side, when you are talking about can I really switch it or not, means obviously it is your self decision. What I have to say.
The reason I'm thinking about switch is like
Mm.
SAP is also implementing Gen AI and they bought
Mm.
this cloud BTP kind of a thing.
Obviously,
In
obviously.
future,
Uh,
in like 2 3 years, I'll be safe.
mm,
That I'm sure. But after
yeah,
that, I need to.
yes, absolutely. So that is better. That means nowadays, if you start from now itself, so by that time, at least we'll get some around 2 to 3 years of experience. We can get it. At least if we have any idea, like even really if you're not working, so how your generative AI applications are working, at least if you know that, then you can understand. So what is happening internally. So you can put like that as an experience and you can do that. Absolutely. As I already said in the beginning of the class, nowadays, every company is at least there are trying to find out that at least the people should have a minimal knowledge of this generative AI, machine learning, deep learning, at least some area, some core areas they should be aware about that. So after that, maybe after 2 years, 3 years, depending on the situations, then. But at that time, after 2 years, 3 years, if you want to switch means again, suddenly if you want to switch means, at least it will take 6 months of learning, and after that, at least 3 months. It may take somewhere around 8 to 9 months. It is going to take to switch from the current role. So it is up to you whether you want to learn or whether not to learn current now or later. That is up to you. I can just leave it up to you.
How will be the future in this data science and with AI?
Okay, the
Like,
future will be there, but only
uh,
thing is you have to adopt to the new things. You have to adopt, because I was in the field of this one from 8 years. So machine learning, deep learning, first initially machine learning, then machine learning, deep learning, now machine learning, deep learning plus generative AI, machine learning, deep learning, generative AI plus agentic AI now. So you have to adopt very fastly. We have to adopt because changes are happening. Once the AI systems has came, changes are happening very fastly. So within 2 years technology is changing there. So you have to adopt very faster, not like earlier. Earlier, if it is at least 10 years, if we can stay there, after that you can think. But 2 years now, from 2 years, within 2 years, everything is changing. So you have to adapt to the changes very fastly. That is the only thing what I suggest, because from the last 8 years, what I can see there in the data science field.
okay, any package range that you can say like, so I need to compare, right? So whatever the
that
range
that
I'm
depends.
getting.
That depends on that. That depends. Lot of factors are there. Lot of factors are there. Your experience, your
uh,
expertise, that existing company. So, but one thing I suggest here is, because I see is obviously everyone look for a hike when you're moving to a new technology or something like that. So
yes.
my suggestion here is, whenever that depends on your experience also. So see, 2 3 years of experience person changing is different. 2 years, 12 years person changing the company, or then where I'm switching off, that is a different case. So what I can suggest here is, try to try to go for the same package without expecting much about that, because you are completely, it is a new field for you. But you can
Mm,
find the difference when after 2 years, that is a what difference you can find out. So
okay.
I can say that after 2 years, for example, now you are for example, you are getting a 25 lakhs package you are getting. So, for example, same 25 package, if we continue in a current technology, if we switch to a new company or after 2 years of time also, maybe it will become 30 lakhs. But whenever you move to data science with the same 25 lakhs package, and after 2 years, it may become 50 lakhs of package it will become. So
Okay.
see the ahead future, not with the currently you cannot find that much immediate changes. We don't see that. But after getting a real experience of 1 or 2 years of time, then you can find the real what are the real implementation and the real this particular implementations and all these things of the data science.
Okay, got it.
Right?
Thank you.
Yes.
Yeah, hi
Any other
Vamsi.
yes? Yes, Abhilash.
Yeah, my name is Abhilash.
Yes,
I have a career-related question. I was a professional before. I'm from a BTech graduate from IT, and then I worked in automation testing, and then I worked in database migrations, then automation testing. And due to some family reason, I had to let go of my job, my career in IT. And I have been doing freelancing from then, not especially into IT and automation testing, right? I am a political consultant right now, from the past 7 years, and I don't think I can continue doing this political consultant thing because of many other reasons. And I would like to get back into IT. Is this possible, like with such a variety of experience in different domains? Is it possible to get back into IT, or should I just give up?
Actually, see, the first thing is, first of all, the thing is really whether to move or not. That is, first of all, it is your capability that we don't know, right? Whether you can switch or not, that is, you have to give a try, first of all. So how much extent you can try, that also depends on various factors like your financial status. So there are a lot of other things. Obviously, you are talking about some family related issues. So a lot of other things are also there. So obviously that will is going to be impact with that. So first thing is you should have a first you have the strong let us say that we have a strong decision to move away from this, whatever you are saying that you are political consultant, I want to move ahead with that. So second thing is, being you are already having somewhere around 6 or 7 years of gap was there basically. So more than seven. So that also is one matters. We have to think about like how to fill up those particular things. But there are some options are there. I'm not saying that there are options are there. I don't say that too many options are also there. Maybe a limited options may be there. Within that limited options, if you want to fill up that particular 6 years gap and you have to show some expertise, so compare with the other people, you should show a little bit more expertise. So that depends. You should have some time for that. So I don't know what is your existing role will allow you or not. So you should have a sufficient time on that. Mainly concentration is required. It's not like a programming language to write it. So you should have some lot of practice. We should have a lot of experiments we have to do, because it is all about data science. Machines are learning. So how the machines are learning in this situation. So a lot of research, at least daily, at least you have to spend somewhere around 2 to 3 years of 3 hours of time, along with the 1 hour of training program. So if you have that sufficient time, and if you have if you have the confidence that I can learn and all these things, remaining I will help you out. But 80% I will do, remaining 20% that you have to decide by yourself.
Okay, but will the industry be accepting is the question.
It will accept it, but only thing is how you show the 7 years of experience is matters.
I can probably get a certificate from the political party that I'm working, that I have worked at this particular place, but it would be like a service, right?
But it's like a service, right? That will not be helpful, right? That will not be helpful. But you have to show some other experience. At least if you show some 2 years there and remaining 5 years you have to cover, how much you can cover, that depends on that.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I had that question. Yeah, thank you, Vamsi.
Thank you. Yes. Anyone else, guys?
Hey, hi, Vikas this side.
Vikas, hi.
Yeah. Actually, my question is regarding projects. So, are we going like end-to-end projects, or like on implementation only, or we are going to deploy as well?
See, that I will discuss it, because the thing is now, I don't say that we don't do that, but see, it depends. See, for example, I will see. I'll explain one end-to-end project in a banking domain. I will put a banking domain. For example, I'll explain because I was an expert. For example, I'm working in a banking domain. I will explain one real project, one end-to-end project in a banking domain. But what happens here is it depends on your, for example, let us say that you are putting an experience on let us say an insurance company you are putting there. So this banking project will not help you to do it in the insurance project. So for that, I have some recommendations are there. I will show you one end-to-end project, but basically here it is like a self project we have to do. In the data science, you have to do a self projects, like your own ideas, you have to do that. So I'll show my end-to-end project from my side, but you choose your own domain, you choose your own expertise, and if you try to do that kind of an examples, I will guide you regarding that application. But end-to-end, how it is going to be done, cloud integration with a UI application, with the integrated with an ML application. Technology wise, I'll show you. But what kind of a project, which domain of project you are doing, that you have to do by yourself. Like a capstone project you have to do. I'm going to guide you to solve to self any project. It's not only my given project. You decide your own project. So if you give me any idea, I'll tell you how to do that kind of an application. That is better than rather than taking my code and my application rather than doing that.
Okay. Thanks.
Okay, you give some ideas, sir. I want, after learning this course, you'll get some ideas. Look, I want to do this project. So I can guide you regarding that. Whether you
Okay.
want to do a vision project or do you want to do a data related projects, whatever you want, we can perform those applications.
Okay.
Okay, fine.
Vamsi, Saurabh
Yes,
here.
please. Yes, sir, Saurabh. Yeah.
Hey, I have a question like for the agentic AI, right? Will you be covering in this training or it's not part of this?
As I already said that, no, mainly see, this course is completely based on most concept. Even generative AI, agentic AI is there, but we don't spend a more details into them. We'll get some like as if we want, mainly our concentration is on the machine learning, deep learning. Mainly these are the two core concepts we are going to learn here now.
Okay. So, I mean,
Okay.
you'll not be covering the lang chain, lang graph,
We'll cover
MCP,
them.
those.
We'll cover them, but not like again, because already this will take a lot of time to learn. We have a separate course called as a generative AI course is there. In generative
Along with
AI,
agentic.
along with agentic AI, there we don't get these core concepts, machine learning, deep learning concepts, we don't get it. Okay. So directly we'll go to generative AI. But sir, we may get a doubt. Sir, then do you don't require this machine learning, deep learning? I don't say that it is mandatory. I don't, at the same time, I don't say that without having the knowledge, we can go that. Zero knowledge is not sufficient. There's not recommended, and even 100% of knowledge is also not required. So it is not mandatory that you should know, and it is not mandatory that it's so. I cannot say that without knowing this also we can learn. So if you want to learn core concept, this is a course. If you want to directly go for, sir, I want to go for generative AI and agentic AI, means you better to prefer to go for a generative AI course. There we don't have all these things. So here also we have them. The generative AI and AI concepts are also there, the agentic AI, but not like more and more applications. That means conceptually is there. There we do a lot of examples. If we do 10 projects, we'll do 10 use case studies, we'll do. Here we'll do only 2 case studies only. We are going to do that to get some knowledge of how the generative AI and how the agentic AI is going to work.
Got it.
Got the point? Right.
Yeah, got it. Thank you.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So I think all of you have got your doubts clarified. And still, if you have any questions, okay, I'll do one thing, guys. I'm sharing my contact number here in the chat window. So you can just note down the number 80080. It's a 77117 is my contact number. And if you have any further questions or any doubts to any clarify, feel free to reach me on my WhatsApp number. So even if you join the course or even if you don't join the course, even somebody maybe now today you did join the course, but after 2 years, if you have got a doubt, something, if you got some doubts related to data science or something, anything, if we have, maybe at that time any latest technology comes. So feel free to reach me out. It's need not to be my student or anything. I'm just giving my number. Save my number, guys. If you have any further whether you joined the course or didn't join the course, in any future, if you get any doubts or any further clarifications, or if you have any doubts on the course curriculum now, so feel free to reach me on my WhatsApp number, guys. Okay. So that's it for the today's class. Thanks all of you for today, guys. So I'll see you tomorrow at the same time with the same link, guys. Okay. Thanks all of you for today. I'll meet you tomorrow, guys.